Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lehlieh Zion. Today's episode is all about why I quit social media. Yes, I quit social media, and this decision has been an ongoing reflection that I'm ready to now talk about and call it quits for good. So just a disclaimer out there, this is not a video to encourage you to quit social media by any means, but just to really share some of the discoveries that I encountered about how it was negatively affecting my mental health and taking away from my authentic personality. So if you're interested in knowing what these things are and why, then please keep watching. So I decided to quit social media for a plethora of reasons, which I'm going to go over. But the first thing I want to talk about is how social media does not go with my personality trait. So if you're not sure what your personality trait is, I encourage you to really go and do some research, because there's so many free resources now for you to understand more about who you are. And it's just really cool and fascinating anyway. So if you're familiar with the term Enneagram, I'm an Enneagram 5 and I'm an INFJ according to Briggs-Myers test. Now I've taken these tests a million times, so I know this is my personality trait, and it really is true that with my personality trait, social media makes complete sense as to why it was giving me a bit of social anxiety and causing me to lose focus of things that matter most to me in my day-to-day life. So if you're unfamiliar with these terms, I'll just share INFJ. INFJ stands for introverted, intuitive, judging, and feeling personality. And Enneagram 5, basically there's 7.1% of the population that's Enneagram 5. And we basically are researchers, we're intense, we're thinkers, we're in-depth conversationalists, and the list goes on and on. So to find out what yours is, I'll drop a link below for you to take the test if you are unfamiliar with that. So the first reason why I decided to quit social media was to protect my authenticity. Yes, as you are more than well aware of, social media is filled with so many personalities, so many different people. It's oversaturated with information. And at times I felt that social media was creeping into my authentic personality. After all, at 31 years old, I've come to really understand the things that I like, what type of clothes I like to wear, fashion senses, music, and things of that nature. And I just felt that at times social media was giving so many different options, and at the same time it felt overwhelming. I also felt that a lot of people on social media were not authentic. I felt like more people were struggling with being themselves, and I kind of felt like people were really following the pace and trend of what was going on in the world and not really honing into who they were authentically. I've spent a couple years of redefining my authentic self, and after experiencing so many different life experiences, both good and negative, I didn't want to lose that spark again. When I rediscovered my authentic self and I decided to drop all of those things that made me feel like a puppet, I decided to really protect it, and I felt social media was kind of threatening that a little bit, so I decided to let that go. And I think that anything that is threatening your personality trait should also be reflected upon, and you should really think about if you should also let that go too. The second reason that I decided to quit social media was to protect my mental health. Mental health is so important more than anything now, especially with all the things we've experienced with the pandemic, with just the deaths, the crimes, the things that are taking place in the world. You can really get lost in that, and you can really feel anxious, when you're constantly fed information about the world. So I just felt like my mental health was at risk because there was so many things being shared and not ever really knowing what was true and what was false. And obviously we all have wisdom to discern what's real, what we should be allowing in our spirit, and XYZ. But the truth of the matter is, when you're a part of the social media world, which is a world on its own, in my opinion, social media is very much a spiritual aspect. When you're a part of something like that, you can't always control what comes across you. Getting into the politics of social media likes and social media views and not feeling like wanting to be in communication with everybody who reached out, not knowing if that was going to label you as somebody who thought they were, better than others, or you don't want to come off mean or whatever. And just the whole idea of people like basically putting on for social media and a bunch of strangers that they don't know, all of these things in the dynamic of the world of social media, I just felt very disconnected from it. And my spirit began to feel grieved, right? So there's a lot of things that many of you probably have done or tried to do with social media, like limit your interaction, unfollow pages. But in reality, how has that really worked out for you? I mean, for me personally, it really didn't work out that much. It didn't really help, especially since I operate in media as well. It just felt like more work to do. And not wanting a second job, anything that brings you joy should not feel dreadful and feel like extra work. Another reason I quit is because focus. I started to realize that I was losing my focus a bit because I was using it to deflect. And sometimes social media is a deflector and it causes you to dissociate instead of really taking a look at the things that you need to really approach and confront. So whether that is family drama or relationship issues or things that you need to heal from, childhood trauma, what have you, sometimes social media and your phone just being right there in close proximity can cause you to shift your focus from confronting those things and just looking at other people's lives. And you can start to actually see or find yourself living through other people's lives, which is not fair to you or fair to anybody. None of us should feel like we have to live through other people's lives because our lives are just so difficult to deal with. We should always feel content about the life we're living, even if it's not perfect. We should strive to be excited about our unique life and excited about the new steps and moves that we are going to make to improve our life. Lastly, social media became a negative impact on my spiritual life. And I like to say this quote where I just believe strongly that my eyes are veiled to my spirit. And everything that we see in life can affect the way we move, the way we think, and the way we view the world. And I really, really enjoy guarding my spirit and not allowing things to come in that could change my perspective on something for the negative. And I just felt that social media had so many things going on in there spiritually, like it's literally a spiritual portal to a different world, that when you enter that world, you're faced with so many different energies and so many different minds, and you don't really know the core of someone in, a 30-second reel or an hour video even sometimes. It's really about consistency with social media and really getting to know and discerning who that person is, like using your discernment, your intuition to discern who that person is. Imagine having to do that with like 1,000+ followers. That's just too much. And I just felt like my spirit was grieved by things I would feel. Me being an empath, I was always feeling and soaking up energy when I went on there, and getting off of it always felt so defying and so tiring. So I just really got to a space where I told myself, I had a stern talk with myself, and I said, hey, you don't have to use social media to connect with the world. You can create a community and connect with like-minded people outside of that world, and you can protect your energy and your mind space and investing in different communities and spaces that really cater to your personality. And I am so happy to say that although I quit social media, I've decided to create this community with you guys here on YouTube because I don't feel drained by YouTube. I don't feel there's so many energies I have to connect with. I don't feel like I'm being attacked by so many different thoughts and opinions. I feel like it's a safe space here. And I'm just really excited about this new decision that I've made because I believe it's going to benefit me and me growing into more of the best version of myself and pouring out love, knowledge, and healing mechanisms to other people through the things that I've learned on this journey of healing is so important to me. It's more important to me than liking someone's pictures, responding to someone quickly so algorithm doesn't kick me off the feeds, keeping up with the Joneses. Those things don't matter to me. I really enjoy this community, and I enjoy the community I have outside of even YouTube as well because it's so authentic. And I just want to encourage you, if you are dealing with trying to decide if you want to stay on social media or not, like I just really want to encourage you to consider letting it go and understanding that you're gonna have to fight sometimes to make habits you want to become lifestyles habits. So yeah, you might get an itch, you know, it's like somebody who's addicted to something. You might get that itch to go back to social media, to go back to the validation of other people, to go back to, you know, seeing what other people have going on and living through them versus finding your own lifestyle and living through that. But how exciting is it for you to decide that something doesn't serve you anymore and you're ready to explore the other side of that? It's beautiful. And you can apply that to anything in your life, not just letting go of social media if it's not healthy for you. So I'm excited to just share my journey with you, and I cannot wait to give you more updates on how my life is going without social media. So it was lovely having this conversation with you, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are interested in more videos like this and you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe and leave a comment below. Tell me how you feel about social media. I'd love to hear your opinion, and I'll talk to you on the next video.